You live?
We should be live. Yes. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. I just got to make sure I take down this page so we don't get an echo as soon as it loads up for me. All right. Yes, we are live. Thank you, everybody, for coming and joining. She's already got the blessings going. Look at that.
Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm not sure. I know it's not a reflection. Can you guys see those?
I do see that. It is absolutely stunning. The little fairy magic going on.
Oh, my heart is increasing so much right now. I'm like,
yeah, that is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Oh, violet flame.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely stunning. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Enjoy the blessings.
Sharing now.
Please share. Share. Today we are getting to know Mama Bear.
Yes.
Krystal Marsh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh. Thank you.
oh.
That was awesome. I like your little blessings. You do them so well. So well. I love it. So Krystal, tell us a teensy bit about yourself a little bit. Little bit. I know I'm in a mood. Sorry, guys.
This is where I'm like, what do I say? I don't like talking about
Well, talk to us a little bit about how you grew up, the type of belief systems you had, just kind of a little bit about yourself, you know, how you became who you are today.
All right. Well, parents divorced when I was 5. And then I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness up until the age of 16. I moved out on my own when I was 16 because that's when you could choose.
Right.
When you were of age, you could leave. I never got baptized or anything like that. So I left. And then... downstairs, bud. I need to have a Okay. And as you see, I have a little one there.
Yeah. Too cute.
Okay, go.
I'll be back later.
Okay.
All right.
I have 2 college diplomas because finally when my son was born, I was just like, you know what? I heard a little voice and it said, you know what? You're better than this. Look at him. Look at you. You need to do something. So I went back and I got my PSW. So it's like just under a nurse. And then what I did is I got extra certificates added on because what I did was I took care of palliative care clients, which is you basically keep them comfortable until they pass over.
Right.
And I left that because the last client was a young boy. And that was just, I started picturing my son.
A little too close to home.
Yeah, when he passed over, I'm just like, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So then I switched to business, got my business college diploma there, and now I'm in university getting bachelor in business management.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Come here.
So how did we go from why does that particular religion never want to come off of my tongue? How did you go from Jehovah's Witness to finding yourself?
Because I questioned. I asked too many questions, and it was the wrong question the one day. And I was just like, you can't answer my questions. Like, why aren't you giving me answers? You're dodging it with this question or this quote and this, that. And I'm just like,
Right.
no, like I need an answer. And finally I was just like, I've had enough. And I went off on my own because at that age I was a teenager, thought I knew everything.
Of course.
But man, did I not know everything. I should have just stuck it out at home, but I had to learn some hard life lessons.
Right.
And in turn, that kind of made me, smarten up and get my life back on track.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. See, and that's, I feel you. It took me becoming of age and actually even raising my kids for a little while before I could finally get that focus enough to say, okay, we gotta do something. so that's really awesome. Because I still haven't, I've gone to school a few times, but I've not completed.
Kids really give you that push, to be honest.
Yes, that they do.
They really
yes,
push
they
you
do.
forward.
Yep. So Tams, any questions?
Yes. Not yet. I am just so glad to finally get to talk to you, Mama Bear, after watching your videos and tracking you and seeing you a lot with Lee. And it's just awesome, awesome. Your readings are awesome, and what you do is awesome. And I am just honored to be here tonight and getting to know you more.
Yay!
And speaking of which, you and Lee, you guys do amazing, beautiful readings together.
Yeah.
And I hear through watching these shows that you kind of have your own setup for the tarot. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. When I first started actually going live and just doing like the normal pulling cards for people or whatever, I had a dream one night, and all of a sudden I was shown an image of my first one. I believe it was the moon. I was shown the moon image, but in that image I was shown card placements, and they were like labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just like, what is this? And then I saw an image of like, I'll use one of these as an example of like the back face of one of the decks.
Oh, nice.
And I seen that image, and I'm just like, so that's the image, that's the deck that goes with that one. And then the name came to it. And then another image came, then the sun, and then I got the star. Like those were my main ones, and the tree of life came. Those were my main ones. And then so far now, I've started to figure out which deck is fitting with these specific spreads.
Nice.
So I was definitely, I felt really blessed because for me, yes, there are a lot of oracle readers, angel readers, tarot readers out there. But that was something that they gave me specifically to stand out.
Right.
Not only that, with the type of readings I do, I'm then able to go even more and see more into that person. I've noticed the more that I'm developing and growing. Like I did a private session for a lady today, and to be honest, I have never felt so in tune in my life since my gifts have awakened. I was just like, it started this morning from my nature video. It was just like, you know what? Something inside clicked and I went with it. I just went with everything today. And it's like, I
Beautiful.
felt so empowered today, and I've never truly felt that, you know? Like it was, I was almost like, it wasn't, I was afraid of it, but I was just like, what is this? Like, wow.
What is this feeling,
like,
right?
It is like, it was amazing.
Awesome. That is awesome. And I can see it on you, and it looks really just glowing. I love it. So yeah, and that's, you know what, that's, I think, something we need to kind of talk about a little bit, because a lot of people are kind of hesitant about their gifts, or they heckle it even if they have the gift themselves, because there are other people that do these jobs or whatever, and they kind of have their own opinions about it and how it should be done, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh boy,
and I think it's important, right? And I think it's important that we understand that we're all given the same gifts, but we all are different people. So we all interpret, read, lay, have different little things that we do in order to interpret. And we are ever evolving, so ever growing and ever, enhancing and getting that much better and better, and or more and more in tune. And so I think it's important that we, really do stick together with one another and try to uplift each other as much as possible, because there is that big misunderstanding, and people feel like they need to put you down or put their own opinion into what you're doing because they have an idea of how it's supposed to be done, or whether or not it's supposed to be done, and that's kind of the uniqueness in each being, right? We're each given the same gift to use however it is that works best for us.
Yep. Sorry, I'm late. I'm just sharing to the
That's
group
okay.
there.
Hey, yep, because I can't see the comments. So, hey, if you guys can see them and share, that's awesome.
I can see them, Norma. I have it pulled up on the Facebook page. So if anybody asks questions or anything, I can plop them out to you.
Pin posts. It tells you can pin them.
Oh, and if you can pin the posts too, Aaron says you can pin posts, and he said if not, though, he can do it. So, because the one drawback to using it, actually, I could probably pop back and forth if I had a better computer, but I don't.
I was just thinking, you know what? A great topic is the fear.
Yes.
It's October.
Yeah.
And I know Teresa and Lee, they've been going with the fear and stuff like that. And I know I went into it full force today and even last night. So I think that's a good thing to keep addressing. I'm not sure if you guys had any.
No, yeah. You know what? And that's just it, is a lot of the criticisms and a lot of the opinions, et cetera, do stem from just said fear.
Yep.
So, yeah, exactly. Afraid of not being noticed or getting in trouble or what other people will think or,
Stepping on people's toes, afraid, you're going to say the wrong thing because this person won't agree. And because they're we'll say back in high school, we'll use as an example, because they're in this clique or this clique, if you say the wrong thing, you're ostracized or, you're Facebook jailed.
Yep, exactly. And I end up in jail.
Not to mention what's going on in the world right now, where the media is geared towards their fear propaganda.
Yep. Yep, 'tis the season, I guess. But no, I mean, that's the thing, is it happens, and it's been happening for so long. And I think it's actually amazing that it's becoming so prevalent. I think that finally being right up in our faces lets us know that we're finally paying enough attention to finally make that change.
Yeah, we have to break those cycles.
Yep.
Not only for our generations, but for the generations to come after us.
Yep.
Because if we don't break those cycles of fear, of anger, of hate, of discrimination, all that crap out there, then it's just going to keep continuing. It's just going to keep building up and up and up.
Yep.
And that's truly like, it's all those differences and being afraid that are truly dividing. Even the similarities that we have with one another, those are causing us to divide ourselves amongst each other.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, we're seeing also that the matrix and the systems of the world are starting to fail.
Yeah.
And people are afraid. They're afraid of what's going to happen tomorrow. Who's next? Can I go out in public? Can I go to an event without, having to worry if my life is going to be in jeopardy? And we're even seeing it amongst our awakening communities, that those that say, that they're awakened, and those that say they're, ready to share light and love at any cost and without putting conditions on things. We're seeing people be exposed for who they truly are. And we're going to see, I think, a lot more of that in October, where these stronger energies are coming in and exposing people for who they truly are and what they're all about. And we're going to see more and more of this 3D matrix begin to dissolve. And unfortunately, people deciding to leave this earth.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Oh yeah, exactly. It's going to be right up in our face for a while, and we either got to face it and correct it, or we got to, and there are a lot of people that have already chosen their paths, and they're going to be exiting this plane shortly. And for a lot of the living that are even the awakened have a hard time to understanding that we've pretty much already made our decisions, and either we're waking or we're working on ourselves, and we're working on awakening ourselves, enlightening ourselves to the world and to who and what we really are, or we're deciding that we really don't want to know, and we're just going to take the exit plan.
Yeah. Like you're going to start now that, yes, there were a whole bunch of us out there, but the ones that are going to be sticking through it, they are saying the same things that they have said since the beginning, that they have started their journey on Facebook Lives or whatever. They haven't been changing their personalities or what they are talking about. The ones that are staying have been the ones that, the ones that are consistent. I'm trying to watch my words.
Right.
The ones that are consistent, the ones that are genuine, the ones that are pure of heart.
Yes.
Are starting to see who they are. I know who they are because that's one of my gifts. I'm going to say it right out. I'm not afraid to admit that right now.
Yeah.
I can tell who is pure of heart. I can tell who is a bullshitter.
Right.
That is one of my gifts.
Exactly.
It has been very hard for me to hold my tongue in certain aspects when I see people being misled, so to speak.
Right.
But in a certain way, it's not time to step in.
Right.
It's part of their journey.
Yeah.
It's part of my test and my lesson as well, having to see them go through this.
Yeah.
See if I can handle it, or if I will buckle and explode. I've come
girl.
to that now.
You are speaking my heart right now, Mama Bear, because I really am in the same position of being able to look at somebody and see into their heart. And that's a gift of discernment.
Yeah.
Where you can tell if somebody is the real deal or not. You don't have to wait to get to know them through watching their character or their morals.
Yep.
You just know instantly. You can just see right into the heart of that person, and you know if they're for real. And You're absolutely right. It's so hard not to say anything. That's my hardest test, is to keep my mouth shut, because I am naturally a troublemaker and a fighter.
Yeah.
And we want to protect people. We want to help people. It's our heart to protect people, especially those that are newly awakened, you know, that we see them being led away down this rabbit trail, this hole, and they're pouring their money into whatever this person might be selling today.
Yep.
And doing all this crazy stuff, and it's very hard to keep your mouth closed. And I have failed that test many times.
Yeah. I failed it a time or two too. But in raising my kids, I think as they became teenagers and started gaining their own personalities, I realized there's certain things that I kind of just have to allow, and it sucks because you know right where they're going, and I could tell them all I wanted to. They were going to do what they wanted to, right? Because that was their lesson. And so that's kind of what brought me to that point of I've really got to choose my battles and pick and choose, because it's so, you know, everyone's got to go through their own process.
It's hard because at the same time, I feel like I'm fighting a part of my nature, because I am so protective. Like, that protective nature is so hard to keep under wraps sometimes, especially with those I feel like a strong connection to, or those that I've started to get to know. And I see them, I see what they're capable of, I see what's in their heart. And then I see someone, you know, come in and, you know,
kind of play with it a little bit.
Try to like pluck them, and I'm just like, you know what? You better back the beep off. Like, for my protection, back the beep off.
Right.
And people know, like certain people like you and Lee and Teresa and Tammy and Aaron, and says they know. If I don't see something, or if I see someone saying something to you guys personally, and I get that feeling inside, I will come and I will say something to you guys directly in Messenger and be like, this is what I feel. Take it how you will. But it's just, when I get that protective over people, I'm just like, no. You guys they're all my family. Like, you guys are my family.
Oh, yes.
And you don't screw with Mama Bear's family.
Right. Yeah. I know. I feel you. It's taken a lot of serious breathing training to get me to just.
Oh, yes. I've gone through so many candles and so much sage and just to woo-saw.
Yep.
Keep Mama Bear in her cage until it's time.
Hold on.
The time's coming. Don't worry.
Yep.
It is coming. It is. And you know what? We know when it's time for us to speak. You know when it's time for you to speak, because you will have that unction that you will not be able to stop yourself. I mean, we've learned over the years through discerning and learned to be quiet and keep our mouth closed. But you know when it's time to speak, because there's that nagging, constant, if you don't do this, now you'll regret it. You know, open your mouth. Now's the time to speak. And when that happens, it's like a flood. A flood has been released. And it does happen, but we are going to start seeing that happen even more as time progresses on. And we see this, 3D matrix falling apart with all the systems and the governments and the whatever it is you want to call it out there.
The illusion. The game we've been playing. It's time to switch to a new game.
Yep. A new game is coming, and it is going to be a lot more fun. It's going to be higher vibration. It's going to be joy. It's going to be love. It's going to be laughter. It's going to be what we say call heaven on earth.
Yep.
As we ascend more and more and seeing things progress, seeing people progress.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I mean, it's the biggest trouble we have truly is that fear. We all fear the unknown. What happens when the systems fall? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? How about we don't worry about it and we just do as we do, and we do what's in our hearts, and we care for each other, and we love one another, and we don't wait for some big huge disaster to do so, and watch what happens. Because if we were to just do that, the systems would fall anyway.
Yeah.
Get yourselves ready. Prepare yourselves. You know what's going to happen eventually. So when the time comes, just make sure you're there to help whoever needs it. Just keep what you've been doing. Don't live in the future. Don't live in the past. Live in the day that you are present in.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's good wisdom. That's good wisdom. And I was today feeling like all day long that we need to start we don't need to worry about the future, but we need to start preparing ourselves by learning to use our skills, learning new skills. I mean, do you know how many people cannot or do not even know how to build a campfire if they needed to?
Yep.
Or how many people don't know how to open up a can of food without an electric can opener? I'm serious.
You gotta learn, you gotta go back to the basics and learn the basics on how our ancestors and that survived. I'm not meaning learning how to skin an animal. I'm not meaning like to that extent. I'm like the basics of survival, how to find water, how to make a campfire, how to make a shelter, things like that, because you never know.
Exactly. Yeah, and they've just slowly taken those life skills out of our education, out of our work, out of our whole thought. It's all been about keeping up with the Joneses, but the Joneses don't know how to survive either. You know what I mean? So it's like, it really is taking everything back to those basics. And that doesn't mean living like cavemen, but it does mean learning how to utilize everything we have, everything we are, and everything, no matter where you are. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you can get some kind of fire started if you know how to start a fire. No matter where you are, you can find some kind of food. It may not be what you want to eat, but there's always something if we know what those things are.
We don't need all these extravagant things. Yes, I have a roof over my head. I'm thankful for that. But I don't need all these electronics or anything like that.
Right.
It's convenient.
Yep.
Like it's nice to have. But it's not something that I should consider a necessity.
Right. Yeah.
And we have to learn how to differentiate what we really need and what we don't.
Right.
Like, yes, it's convenient, it's nice to have, but we shouldn't have so much dependence on them.
Right. Exactly. Yep. And that's just it. Everything is here at our disposal for us to utilize and use. And I mean, the world has blessed us with whatever we want. But it's not being excessive and not depending upon and not really being excessive with. Because that's just it. One thing becomes easier. We try to figure out how to make the next thing easier. And then we try to make it faster. And then and we're losing things along the way.
Yeah. You gotta find what works for you.
Yep.
Don't be so quick to jump on the bandwagon.
Right.
Of what other people are saying. Yes, it sounds nice and it's like, oh yay. But sometimes, if you don't find that the message is really hitting home to you, like if you find that it's becoming stagnant, then that's not for you. So then that's when you move on. You don't keep yourself in, I'm going to call it a wheel. You don't keep yourself in that wheel like a hamster going over and over and over. Just don't do it. Find what works for you.
Yep. You get in the wheel, you spin it around, you see what it's all about, you say, oh, okay, so that's what this sucker is, and you get the heck off.
Yep.
And then you go to the next one. You know, it really is about, education or just knowledge is key. So learning what you can from every which way is a great thing. But yeah, no one should hold on too terribly much to what any one, let's call them sector, has to say.
Exactly. Like you take little bits and pieces, like something I say, it may trigger someone and they may not like what I have to say. But then someone else even in this same room right now, they could probably take bits and pieces that are like, you know what? I understand that. Like that's clicking with me in my life right now. I can use that.
Yeah.
But then other people, just because they're blocked, I'm going to say they're blocked, but it's their emotions that they are letting get the better of them. And I am one to admit that, yes, that is something I have definitely worked hard on, is to keep my emotions in check. Because emotions, yes, your emotions are something that can be good and very detrimental to not only your spiritual journey, but to your physical human journey as well. Like,
fear growth, period. Yeah, it can be.
It's all balance is what it is.
Yeah. I'm a temperamental. For the longest time at the disc golf course, people knew that I was around because they could hear me screaming from like 10 holes away. And it's not like I was screaming at people or whatever. I was mostly just upset with myself. I'm going, come on now, I know I could do. And then, of course, being upset with myself. Don't get mad at yourself. So I'm mad at myself for being mad at myself. And yes, that's just it. Is if I could atone that anger, and every time I could, which I was not the best at for the longest time, hone that anger and say, okay, you know what? We're not working together, right? Body, mind, and soul here. Let's take a second. Instead, I would just, oh my God, and just, So they can really, if you can focus those emotions and put them in proper perspective, they are your best friend. But if you allow the feminine to take hold, boy, she can wreak some freaking havoc.
Oh, yeah. Especially since she's hormonal. And those hormones are distributed, out of whack most of the time, most of the month. But I think too that as we learn to control our emotions somewhat, those type of tests will slow down. Yeah, they won't be on us one right after another. A lot of times when we're going through these tests where we just want to scream or pull our hair out or slap somebody, it's because that lesson is coming to us to learn to control what's inside of us, to learn to not act out a wild reaction. Right. And as we conquer that, those type of tests will subside. And I won't say bigger, but other tests will come to start fine-tuning more of our gifts and more of our talents as we progress into rising up into knowing that we are divine. We are divine. And we can walk in that divinity the same way Christ did. He who was, one with the Father, but yet human, had to deal with all the human emotions that we deal with, but yet was considered to be God. And he even said in the scriptures, you are gods. You are God. So we're learning here to walk in our God status. Being made in the image and likeness of God's source, of creator, of energy, of light, of love, of everything. And it's awesome. It is so really awesome when we pass those tests and we're like, phew. Right? It's so awesome because when we pass those tests, that's when we get, in my opinion, that's when we get the stamp of approval on us to share with other people what we've learned and help other people conquer those tests also.
Yep.
Is that what you guys experience?
Oh yeah, that's just it. That's why I kind of call it a game. Is we're like in a video game. We got to pass each level, right? And each level, we've got certain things that we've chosen we're going to deal with, right? But if we can't pass the level, then we got to keep doing it over and over again until we finally pass the level.
Exactly.
And so, really, you're going to find, and maybe not every situation is going to be exactly the same. So, though the lesson may be the same, it's going to come at you different until you can finally, master that lesson.
Oh, yeah. Because
I'm going to check for questions.
All right.
In a way, our emotions and everything that we are going through, they are guiding us. But not only that, is they are helping us to help others to guide them. So it's like double. Not only is it for us, but it's for them as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So
it's
a win-win situation. Like every time I do a private session with someone, after it, yes, I help them, but they've also helped me in a way. So I'm thankful for every time I get to help someone and I know that I've helped them. I'm just like, you know what? It's helped me too. That's why I'm so
grateful for each and every one of them, even the ones that have said that they didn't feel a connection, because there's something to be learned in that one too,
Yeah.
And so, I'm grateful for anyone that gives me the time of day, that even thinks that I might have a word that might help. So, yeah.
All it takes is just to reach that one person to make us feel so overjoyed.
Right. Yep. Did you see any? Or we got any on there?
There's a couple questions. Do you want to get into some readings or just ask?
Well, Erin's got a show going on here in about 15 minutes. So we got about 15 minutes. So we might be able to do a couple cards, but I don't know if we could really do any readings.
Marcella Boyce says the Eastern mystics knew we are not our emotions, sensations, and feelings. They are just designed to guide us.
Yep, exactly.
That's a great comment. And Teresa's in the house. Hi, hey, Teresa. She says it's the heart, baby. It's all knowing. It's simple. Mankind has the scrolls. We make it complicated.
Yep.
We do. Heidi Ann would like to know if she's going in the right direction.
I feel like she is. So I'm not sure which direction you're going, but whatever it is, I feel like you're asking the right questions. I feel like you're going with what you're really being guided or what you're really feeling powerful towards. So I would say yes. Because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Let's go with our feelings.
She's wavering though.
Yes.
I agree with everything Norma's saying, but as soon as you said her name, I'm like waving on my chair back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm feeling she's doing. She's going back and forth with what she got, and she's second guessing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I find that comes with learning to trust ourselves, learning to trust our intuition, and just I feel like this thing is not perfect. We are going to make mistakes sometimes, but if you never step out, then how will you know?
Right.
So I feel like Heidi Ann, go ahead and start stepping out in the direction that you want to go in, and don't waver back and forth like Mama Bear says and Norma. Just go ahead and take those steps.
Yep.
And trust yourself, trust your intuition.
Why do I feel that there's something weighing very heavily on your heart? It's almost like I'm feeling like a black hole in your heart. And for me, that's either signifying that you've either lost something, or the black hole for me would have been when I felt like so alone to the point where I didn't think there was anyone, and like hard to breathe. And I feel like you're almost in that stage right now. So I want you to know that you're not alone, my dear. Even if you think you are not alone. And
Oh, wow, Krystal, that's what she typed in, that she feels like she's alone.
I want you to take some deep breaths, hon, because that's a lot of pressure you got going on in there. Where's my sage?
I'll grab mine as well.
You have people around you that love you and care about you, hon. Even if you don't see them, they are around you. They are hugging you. They are whispering. They are whispering in your ear that they are there for you. They are there to offer you the comfort and the support that you need. I know it feels like you can't possibly get out of this hole. But you know what, my dear? I did it, so I know it is possible. Norma's done it. She knows it's possible. Half the people in this room have done it. They know it's possible. Sometimes, yes, it's comfortable to be in that area. But it's time to step out of that area, my dear. They are there to help you. They are going to protect you, and they are going to guide you. Where I feel that lifting now, so that's good. I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you, Heidi. Trust in yourself, hon. Believe in yourself. Have confidence. Don't let that fear cripple you anymore. That's what it is, my dear. It's the fear that is creating that black hole. So I'll tell you right now, yes, we are the ones that create everything. You know, sometimes when we feel attachments, because I personally had this happen, and some of my close friends seen it. They thought they seen an attachment. But guess what? Because of who I am, my gifts, I was the one that manifested that attachment. I was the one that created that negative attachment. No one else could get rid of it. Only I could get rid of it because I was the one that created it. So the same thing with Norma, the same thing with Tammy. It's the same thing with you, my dear. You are the only one that can break those attachments. You're the only one that can break that negativity. And that's what you need to do. You need to step out of that comfort zone, no matter how painful it is, because it will get better, my dear. I promise, because it will get better. Just take that leap, my dear. Take it. Whew.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Do we have time for another one?
Yeah, we do.
Linda Allen would like to know if you could give her any advice on how to figure out her gifts.
I love you, Linda.
For me, I feel like you already know, but you doubt yourself like mad.
That's why I'm letting you two speak, because I kind of took Linda under my wing So that's why I'm letting you two speak so she can hear exactly what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
You guys are saying the exact same thing pretty much.
Yeah, I think your biggest issue isn't knowing what your gifts are, but just believing in yourself and knowing that those sensations, those feelings, those visions are real and you're not nuts, and give yourself the time you need to kind of process it and decide what it is that you're being told or shown or feeling. I feel like you get a lot of them. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, Linda, you're being drawn to a specific area, and you're just really not confident in stepping out into it. You know what your gifts are because you're being drawn. It's what you like to do. Whether it's being an encourager to somebody, speaking a word of encouragement to them, or coaching them, or doing readings for them, wherever you have the highest amount of interest, that's what's leading you and drawing you in. And that's the area that I would start in with trying to figure out, oh, well, what should you do first, or how should you go about this? Follow the breadcrumbs of joy and passion that's in your heart. I tell everybody that because you are capable of having any gift you desire.
Yep.
So whatever gift is in your heart that you would like to do, that's what you need to go ahead and practice doing. And you can find a community, especially with Mama Bear, taking you under her wings, where you can feel safe in stepping out and playing with your gifts, so to speak. As a little child, we step out and we play. And there's several little groups on Facebook where you can have the liberty to start practicing your gifts without criticism and without fear, you know. So go ahead and just do what it's in your heart to do. You're going to flourish because you have the same ability. We all have the same ability. We are all able to pick up intuitive things. We're all able to speak words of encouragement. We're all able to follow the spirit within. We're all able to learn to read cards. So follow your heart. That's what I have.
That's awesome.
Oh, snap, Linda.
Oh, okay. Thank you guys so much. I know we're 5 minutes to an hour. I wanted to go a whole hour, but Aaron realized he was scheduled for a show in 5 minutes. So thank you, everybody, for coming, for being with us, for getting to know the beautiful Krystal Marsh. Thank you, Krystal, for being just you.
Yes.
Thank you. I love you all, and we will see you next time.
Love you.
Love you.
Good night, everyone. See you soon, Krystal.